Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
Welcome back. Baseline episode 7. We're here with Dakarai Tucker. Super excited about this interview. We have been ever since I heard it was happening.
Yes, sir.
As I was saying before, this is a platform that we love to give to the athletes, the people that come and talk about their experience, also for us because we love to hear the stories. That's why we started this in the first place. But it's just so far, what's been awesome for us is to be able to give the opportunity to athletes to come here and tell their stories, how they got here, their story, how they get here. Everybody is so unique. We've spoken to people who are Israeli athletes and have been in Israel the whole time. A lot of Americans. We're having a French player later. So it's going to be really cool for us to see. But first of all, thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir.
Let's take it back to Utah days. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
You guys had some good runs. Couple good
Yeah,
years there.
We did. My first year, that's when it was like the foundation of just building something new. You know, it was our coach's second year being head coach in the Pac-12, and then that was I think I was like the first freshman class to come in and like be part of like the new being in the Pac-12 in a new conference. So then, just as years went on, you know, we just started adding different pieces like Delon Wright, Jakob Porto, Kyle Kuzma. Then we had me, my friend Brandon Taylor, plays in Spain right now. And then we made it all the way to the Sweet 16. We lost in the second round in my senior year. But we did have a nice little solid.
Yeah, we have a bunch of questions, but I'm sure we'll be all over in the conversation. But one of the first things you said was you've had so much experience with all these pro players, all these guys in the NBA. So what set those guys apart when you're at Utah and you see maybe Jakob Pearl or Kyle Kuzma or guys around that team? Is there something that you notice when you're in college with them, playing with them? Is it their work ethic that sets them apart, or sometimes are these athletes just so incredibly gifted that they'll find a way to make it work on the court, and sometimes necessarily the guy who's in the gym every single day might not be the star of the team, but some guys will just have natural ability and be able to just cook?
Yeah, I just think it's all from, you know, based on experience, because everybody I just named, they come from, well, Delon, you know, his brother played in the league, so he's been around it, so his IQ for the game has been really, really good, and all the other guys, like, they're just really just having a high IQ for the game. And of course, you know, having the work ethic and putting all that together, it just made them just, you know, just great players. And as you can see, they just keep elevating as time goes on throughout their career. So I just feel like just having a high IQ and, you know, mixing that is a, you know, win-win.
So why Utah, if we're taking a step back? Can you tell us a little about the process of choosing Utah, maybe some of the other offers you had, but how did that process go, and why did you end up at Utah?
Jeez, we're taking this back.
Yeah, we got it.
30 years old. This is talking about college. My senior year, I didn't even have a offer or anything. Like, I was still looking for a college to go to. I played travel ball my senior year, summertime, after the season, trying to find a college. Tried to go to USC. Cal offered me, but, you know, my grades wasn't right for that at the time. But I had an offer from Yale, but I really wanted to go to SC. But then they ended up telling me I had to go to prep school or JC first, and I'm like, nah, I'm not finna do that. I'm not taking that route. And this is like, I'm at the age where I'm just trying to play basketball. I'm like, school. I'm like, I don't know. But as time went on, I realized, like, you need school. Like, if no school, I can't play no basketball.
Did you ever consider going to Europe before college or not?
No, I didn't even think about professional basketball, like, during that whole time. But as time went on and I started learning a little bit more about professional basketball and stuff like that, because my dad didn't even know nothing about professional basketball like that, or the process of getting an agent and finding teams and stuff like that. So that was everything was new each year for me, so learning going on. But I had SC. They had offered me, we wanted me to go to JC. I said, no, I'm not doing it. And then St. Mary's in Northern California, they was gonna offer me. And then Utah called. They was like, yeah, come out, for an unofficial visit, and then we'll like work out with the coaches and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So then I went out there, did an unofficial visit, drove back home, and then a week later they ended up sending me a letter of intent. So.
Awesome.
What does that visit look like? Are you partying? Are you?
Oh no. I went with my dad. We went out to work out. We just,
You're not checking out the sororities.
No. This wasn't like a. This was a visit where no players was there. Like I just went and just met the coaches, and they just seen me, worked out with them, and then they ended up calling me back and was like, yeah, let's add them to the.
Is there any guys there that are like talking to you about coming while you're there?
Ooh.
At Utah, like when you do your unofficial visit, are you like going with someone who is kind of like telling you, yo, you should come here and play for us?
So unofficial, no, like
No,
because it's really you don't know what's gonna happen. But if it's an official visit, then the coaches they gonna put the players out. We need you to watch him, do this, such and such. But me, no, I didn't take that route. I just went on an unofficial, just trying to get a scholarship.
So what's it like building the program, as you mentioned before? So the first 2 years, you had limited success at the program, the team overall. And the last 2 years, you guys were unbelievable. So what's it like being on campus and kind of understanding and feeling the difference between maybe people not taking the basketball program super seriously or being super important? Because I know they play football over there too.
Yeah.
And then second 2 years, you guys are making the tournament, you're winning. So maybe tell us a little bit about that. And we'll get to the pro days, but from the college point of view.
Seeing that process, it was pretty cool because each year, like as soon as I got there, it was no fans in the gym. But as time went on and just seeing the process of how many fans that came in the gym, and we ended up getting a place packed out like most of the games, and that was a pretty cool experience for me, and during that whole little journey, and I appreciate it because. To this day, I had a random fan, and I was at Six Flags in California. Some random fan came to me and said, Dakarai Tucker? I was like, what? No way. So it was pretty cool, and yeah.
are there guys that came to visit and you're giving them their official visit?
Kyle Kuzma.
Oh, there you
No
go.
way.
Yeah, Kyle Kuzma, he came on a visit with the other couple guys, too. They came on a visit. They hung out with us and stuff. Chilled. We didn't do nothing too crazy.
We'll save that for the other episode.
But Kyle Kuzma, he was one of the guys. I think Jakob came for unofficial. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did.
What's the tournament like? Is it just something you've always thought about, advancing round by round, Sweet 16?
Tournament was which year of yours?
You said which year?
Third year, fourth year?
This was DeLon senior year, my third year.
Third year.
My junior year. Yeah. That was pretty cool because we go from playing in a regular gym to go playing in a football stadium.
Huge.
Bro, it's crazy. And then like the whole lower bowl of the football stadium was just packed because we played Duke that year.
Oh wow.
That's when they had Justice Winslow, Quinn Cook, and so that was a pretty live situation. But it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we had some guys here. We wanted to know who they played D1, but they didn't make it to the tournament, so we were curious to see how that.
Yeah.
Who are you guarding in that Duke game?
To be honest with you, my coach is on BS, but I was guarding with Quinn Cook sometimes. Dang, what's his name? Dirty player.
Grayson Allen. There we go.
Oh, shit.
Grayson Allen. Yeah,
Grayson, if you're listening, you can still come on.
Yeah. And no, Grayson's a good dude. Like, it was real fun playing against him and seeing his progression, and seeing everybody else's progression too. But it's like, even though like some of them guys that we played against on that Duke game, like they should be in the little Okafor. Like,
totally.
He's having little struggles. Justice Winslow, he's not even. I don't even think he's on the Heat. He's not on the Heat no more.
No, but yeah, these guys are back and forth to the G League, which is another thing we want to talk about. You had a lot of success there.
Yeah.
What's it like? So you play for the Vipers, right?
Yeah.
You win a championship with them. What's the after party like?
That was probably my best experience ever. Like, one of the coolest coaches I could probably have besides my high school coach and my dad. But like Joseph Blair, he was probably one of the best coaches that I've played for. He was coaching at Arizona when I was in college, so he'd been seeing me this whole time. And then so my first year at RGV, he was the assistant there, and then I ended up going overseas and ended up coming back, and he was the head coach. So then that's when we ended up taking the championship. But RGV, that was probably the funnest moment of my life, especially G League, because it really depends on what situation you get in the G League. Because everybody goes to G League like, oh no, I don't like it, like it's too much. But if you get put in the right situation, then you're gonna have a time of your life. Like I was this close from getting called up, but we had so many two-way players and other guys that had, you know, higher names and played in the league before. So that's when all the, you know, politics kicked in.
Yeah.
But I was.
So why don't you talk about going from the G League to Europe and then back to the G League? What was that process like?
So I did the G League my first year with the Stars. Got cut after the first game. Yeah. Got sent home. We was on the road too. The OKC. I'll never forget this. Saddest moment of my life.
Damn.
I was crying, everything. But I was like, dang, I got cut from a team. I got to go back home. I don't know what I'm going to do. Sat out the whole season, waiting for a call to do something and go somewhere. And then I was like, I got to do something dealing with basketball. Like I can't fall off or whatever. So I ended up training kids. So I ended up picking up 3 kids. Well, at first it started off with one kid. Then his little brother wanted to come work out, and I found another kid. So I stuck with these 3 kids. I was just been training them like for 2-3 years straight. So then sat out the whole season, and then at the end of the season, that's when RGV called me, and then I went for the playoffs for them. What was that, 2017? And we made all the way to the championship, lost to 905. That's when they had Bruno Caboclo.
Raptors, G League, yeah.
Yeah. Lost to them. Following next season, like tryouts and stuff, I ended up going to the Rockets, like a little open, like a free agency workout or whatever. They was telling me that they like I did good, went in there, was killing, knocking down shots, playing great defense. They loved me. I did that, and then went home. This was happened. I was in Texas with my agent. We went back to the house. He talked to the GM, and he was like, yeah, we like him. Like, we want to bring him, but nothing's promising. So I'm like, yeah, I am not finna go through the same situation I did with the Stars. I got cut after the first game over something that's political because it's somebody's son that played in the NBA. Like, he has to be there or something. So I was like, all right, let me just go somewhere and get my numbers up. So I ended up going to Uruguay. So I went to Uruguay. That was a humbling experience for me because that's third world country. Stick you somewhere, you ain't got no car, you just stick you in a hotel, gotta walk everywhere, somebody driving you, and then ended up catching food poisoning out there. So it was
It's rough.
It was rough. But I ended up doing what I had to do, got my numbers, came back following season. That's when I got picked up by the Rockets again, the G League again, the Vipers, and then the rest was history after that.
Balled out.
Yeah, won the tournament with them. But what's that kind of decision like, as you said before, back and forth in that uncertainty? So making that decision to move and go somewhere else when you never really know when that day is you're going to get called up and you're living in this in-between. So do you think that has an effect on a lot of the players there and kind of maybe being anxious about, am I going to get the call, am I not, and how that affects their play?
I feel like it's just all a sacrifice, to be honest with you. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know who's gonna come in, and like my coach now says, like, basketball is a gamble, and sometimes you gotta take a risk with yourself. Like, I don't know. I could have stayed and did the G League and not listened to what he had to say, but I was like, at the end of the day, this whole game is political. If you don't have the numbers or you don't have nothing to back it up, nobody's gonna be able to fight for you or even let you rock out or give you a chance because they don't know what you can do. So, and especially for me coming from Utah where I wasn't a high-scoring player or anything like that. Like, some days my coach will start me, some days he won't start me just because I wouldn't rebound. And I'm like, that's not the type of player I am. But I'll go down, knock some shots, play defense, pick up full court. But you're mad because I'm not getting rebounds. So that would just carry over on the political side.
So we talk a lot about on this show is essentially the differences in a lot of different places that you play. So of course we know that the college is a certain style, maybe the G League has a different style, but now you're playing here. So we're going to be jumping all over the place. But now that you're here in Israel, maybe the time you spent in Hungary as well. So what are some of the things that you've noticed from, well, maybe the college game has a certain strategy to it, but playing in the G League and playing at that higher pace, how does that translate, or what are some of the differences that you saw at first when you came to Europe and now in Israel?
I feel like the structure is a little bit different from the G and then Europe. You know, G, you got so many different rules, and being in Europe, like you can't sit in the paint for longer than 3 seconds on offense and defense. So there's more spacing on the floor. Like you use more layups, and that's what's valued in the G League is 2s and 3s. Like anything outside the key is not a good shot. Like anything inside the 3 and it's outside the key, you're not supposed to take it. Like for the Vipers, if you took a mid-range shot and it's outside the key and inside the 3-point line, you get subbed out. If you miss it, if you make it, then you'll see coach rolling dice like you're gambling with your minutes. So like it's real. The G League is real fine-tuned on what you need to take. So, but here, it's just a different pace. It's just up and down. I feel like this is made for somebody who's coming fresh out of college. You feel me? Because it's like real fast-paced and similar to college. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down.
It's more strategic.
Yeah.
Well, I think G League is kind of like catering to the NBA.
Yeah.
Which all the teams are kind of doing that game style now is just the 3 and the layup.
Yeah.
They're not going to have their guys be shooting middies.
Yeah.
Although, like, you got guys like SGA and D-Book, that's their whole game.
Yeah.
And they're MVPs at it.
Well, you'll have certain guys that could do that.
Yeah.
But if you have like somebody like coming like me, like you gotta come and play your role. But you're not. Everybody can't be a James Harden. Everybody can't be no Westbrook or LeBron James. Like you gotta play your role, and that's what some people fail to realize when going to the G. Like they're trying to score. Like no, teams are not looking for that. Like you gotta be able to come in, play defense, grab rebounds, do the small things, and that's something that I didn't really, realize as time going on. But as was time going on, I realized and being around other NBA players, like I've been around Kyrie, Westbrook, James Harden. Played against James Harden in high school. Like I didn't even know who he was. But like being around these people, like you're not gonna be that guy. Like you gotta come in and do what you do best and play your role. That's what teams are looking for in the G.
And how about in the Israeli league? Do the coaches cater you to play a specific role, or they're kind of?
I feel each team is different. Each coach is different. They have a different coaching style, and each team has a different playing style, of course. And I don't know. It's pretty hard out here because you got a lot of guys that wanna be a James Harden or Westbrook. And
be that guy.
Everybody can't do that. And I feel like out here it's so hard to really put that structure in because you're not like from the States, you're going to college and you're going through a whole little process, a whole little structure. But out here you're 18, 19, you're already playing professional. So now you in your head you're like, "Oh, I'm that guy." You feel me? So it's a different type of basketball. I feel like when it comes to being born over here and going straight to be a professional and being like an American and going through the whole little process of college, AAU, and getting all these different type of fundamentals and different type of play.
Coaching.
Yeah, coaching and stuff like that. So that's why when we try to come over, we try to, help other guys and try to, we can make this all simple, just be in the right place. Like, everybody doesn't have to do this. Everybody doesn't have to do that. Just if you play your role, then
everyone will be great.
Everybody will be great.
And it seems like you guys have that in Cologne right now.
Yeah, we're trying.
We're
trying.
Got your guard long.
Yeah.
Wow, he's tough.
Yeah.
His handle.
Yeah, that's my dog.
He's good.
Oh, we went to the game.
Yeah.
And that's this guy's talking about in the corner. It's like, damn.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my dog.
So you're saying there's a lot of structure and role in like AAU, college, here in Israel, wherever you go. When you play in something like Drew League or like Pro-Am games, like in the summer, how's that like? You just go out and ball?
That's conditioning, bro.
It's conditioning?
Just running.
Just conditioning and having fun. And I never really played in the Drew League either. Like, last year was probably like my full time playing in the Drew League. Each time I probably go play like 2-3 games, just so I get some extra cardio in. But last year was probably my first time actually playing in it and going all the way to made it all the way to the championship. Played against DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, sweet.
It's crazy.
I saw that picture.
Yeah.
So So I want to hear about that, but I was going to actually ask about playing in Israel. So we see all these guys who are playing in Europe, playing overseas. A lot of them sign 1-year contracts. They're moving different places. So what has it been about Israel for you that you felt comfortable here and you spent the last couple of years, or especially through a war, to continue to to be here? And what makes it a place that international players may want to stay?
All right, we're going to start how I ended up getting here, first of all.
There we go.
So I played in the TBT. I was in the TBT, what was that, before COVID, like around COVID?
Yeah.
So
What's a TBT for our listeners?
the basketball tournament,
Yeah.
for the $2 million tournament.
Right, they give a big prize, cash prize.
So my team, we was playing Syracuse team in this championship. My agent calling me. He's like, "Yo, I have coach in Israel. Like, he wants you to come out." And at this time, I'm like, Israel. I'm like, no way, yo. I'm not going out there. They're bombing and stuff. There's no way I'm finna go sit out there. I just had my friend just came from out there, and he was like, "Yo, they're like, I'm hearing bombs and stuff." I'm like, there's no way I'm finna go sit through that. Like, there's no way. So then he's calling me, like, he's texting me, and then he's calling me during the game. I'm telling him, I'm like, "Yo, I'll make my decision like after this game, like, cause it's either we was gonna win it, and I was going to go back to the G League, or if we lose, then I was going to come over here."
Right.
So then I was like, I'm going to talk to him after the game. Game day comes. He's still blowing me up. Like, he's trying to get an answer. I'm like, yo, I have this game, like this big game right now. Like, let me call you back after, this is all done. So long story short, comes to the last shot of the game, the Elam ending. I get the shot in the corner. They're not even paying attention. I get like so excited. I'm wide open, and if I hit this shot, I would have walked home with bread in my Wells Fargo account right then and there. So ended up being wide open, and I'm like, yo, there's no way I'm about to shoot this and make this. I shoot it, ball goes, it hits the backside of the rim. I said, fuck. Excuse my language.
No, we're good. Fuck shit.
I said, damn. I can't believe I missed it. So then, boom, they come down. Kiefer Sykes comes down. He's on one. He has me. I'm guarding him. He gets a switch. The dude that switched on him ends up turning his head. As soon as he turns his head, boom, shoots it damn near the logo from half court. Like, I'm like, yo, no way. Cashes it. Damn. My whole body. You just see it on the film. My whole body just do this. Probably like one of the worst feelings ever.
It's like, damn, I gotta go to Israel now.
I'm like, dang. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't feel like talking to nobody. Like, my agent's sitting there at the game. He's like, yo, Tug, like, we gotta make a decision. I'm like, man, I'm not even trying to do nothing. I'm like, and then I'm sitting in the room. My dad's sitting there talking to me like, well, what you gonna do? Like, you go back to the G or you go to Israel? I'm like, and then everybody's telling me, I'm like, yo, I got an offer from Israel. At the time, this is Kuz's manager. He's telling me, he's like, yo, you better go to Israel. It's like a little Miami. I said, no way, bro. I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to go see what it's like.
That was what's in it for you? It's like a little Miami.
Yeah. It was like, the weather's good, and I'm like, it's good basketball. I'm like, all right, bet. Let me go see what it's like. So I called the coach. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll come. Get out here, do the little quarantine. I stayed in Give a Time my first little year. They had me set up nice in Ramadan. And then I just ended up loving it. The weather's good, food's good, people, they could be a little rude,
a little bit,
but if you need anything, they won't even hesitate to help you. So that's one thing that I loved. And I'm not begging to be around nobody, but people are still able to help you. Even it could be a random person, and they'll help you out.
And then like coming back after this past year. Mm-hmm. With October 7th and everything, that definitely had to change it a bit, right?
No, they didn't change my mind at all.
Wow.
No, not at all. I'm like, I've already been here. I've already experienced it. I've lived in Ashkelon, like that's 20 minutes from Gaza. I heard bombs. I know what's going on, and I know that like they have one of the best army forces out here. And they have a dome, something that a lot of countries don't have, where it's knocking rockets out of the sky.
Thank God.
So I'm like, what's the worst that could really happen, like, while I'm here?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, Israel's always going to be a place I call home, no matter what. I ended up getting a tattoo.
Oh,
nice.
shalom. There you go. So
Love
now
it.
we know the favorite tat.
So, yeah.
There we
There you
go.
go.
And then, yeah.
So
That's
what
awesome.
what about culturally? What do you like? Have you been to maybe some Shabbat celebrations
Oh,
or something?
man, I love Shabbat.
Let's go, let's
Shabbat's
hear
on
it.
Fridays. Go to my friend's house in Halon, Edo. It's pops, barbecues and stuff.
Sick.
Who else I go? I go to. I dated somebody out here. I go to her mom's house. She used to take care of me. So I go to her house on Shabbat. Who else?
Cooking some Moroccan fish.
There
you go.
Spicy fish. I be in there sweating and stuff. Fish be hot.
We're saying every week it's Tuesday. We're like, it's almost Shabbat. It's almost Shabbat, man.
Shabbat, that'd be my favorite day. I'd be like, hey, who house I want to go to today?
That's sweet.
But yeah.
Will teams
And
be doing stuff like Shabbat meals and stuff like that? or-
So when I was in Ramadan, I used to go to like somebody who worked with the team. He used to invite me over for Shabbat. When I was in Ashkelon, nobody invited me over Shabbat. That was kind of rude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Ashkelon, Haifa. Haifa. Somebody invited me over for Shabbat. And hello, nobody invited me over for Shabbat yet. But I'm not really tripping. But yeah, I know a lot of people out here, and I can go to anybody's house I want to hit up. But
That's great. Yeah,
Very cool,
we
man.
love to see that. We've asked a few international players about like their Shabbat experience, and like it's only positive. People love to hear about it. Love to just to celebrate with family, a day for family, a day to put down distractions.
yeah, it's a different vibe, and it's something that we don't have in the States. That's something that I'm like, dang, it'd be nice to have like a day where family come in, just chill, cook, eat,
Drink.
and just yeah, that too, and then just chill out. But you know how to. We have like something that you got to set up. Like, yo, let's have something.
Yeah, it's a whole big deal.
Yeah.
But here it's like in the schedule,
It's
Friday
in the
night,
schedule.
going to be there.
You gotta be there. If you're not there, then you lame.
I guess the closest thing you have is Thanksgiving. That's
yeah,
once a
that's
year.
once a year.
Yeah.
You wish you could have that more
Christmas.
often.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your experience playing for Maccabi Ra'anana versus the Wolves, because I was just watching that and what was that experience like going out there and how they treated you and the players, incoming players for them and that game. Did it feel so different because you're in different courts, bigger, big stadium?
I mean, I played in the G
Right.
League, so I'm used to the 3-point line being so far away and the spacing and stuff. But only thing that was probably like just new is like our coach, like he just really had to let us rock out because we had to pick up a whole bunch of guys that we never played before. You feel me?
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
Dwayne Bacon.
Yeah, Dwayne
right?
Bacon.
Jay Siggs was on that team, right?
J6 did come. He ended up coming late, but initially he wasn't supposed to be there.
Mm.
So then we ended up. I guess some guys couldn't make it or something. Like we supposed to have. Dang.
That was our first interview.
Kimba
J6.
Walker. It was somebody, some top NBA player. He was supposed to play and he didn't end up showing up or whatever. So then we had to pick up like a whole new roster.
Yeah, it was great. He came in and told us all about that experience, and it was great. Like hearing from him, his perspective
Yeah.
from being here, it was super awesome
Yeah,
to
Jay
hear.
Siggs the man.
No, J6, that's my dog. And I didn't even realize how old he was. I'm playing against him, and then somebody told me his age. I said, what? And then I found out he had a kid in college. I said, what? What is going on?
It's wild.
Now his son is killing it in the league. I'm
Keontae.
like, bro, that is crazy. Now I see
Yeah.
apple don't fall too far from the tree. 'Cause
Seriously.
he's not, bro. J6 is probably one of the
I mean, it was
best players.
crazy dropping 40 at his age. Like,
Come
against
on, bro.
Lou Dort, one of the best defenders
Come on, bro.
in NBA. It's
It's
wild.
ridiculous.
Yeah. he's
So we're
great.
gonna wrap up a bit.
All right.
Get there. So we have this little segment we do.
Okay.
Basically, put on a shot clock, 24 seconds.
Okay.
And we ask you rapid fire questions, and you just give us one word answers, whatever
All right,
it
bet.
is.
Let's get it.
Alex had like 7 or 8, so I guess that's the score to
Every
beat.
week we're kind of setting a new record, but we kind of have to change a little because some people are giving bullshit answers. So we
Okay,
gotta
okay.
like.
I ain't gonna give you no bullshit.
Yeah, all
I
right.
ain't gonna give you no bullshit.
Good,
I'm
good.
gonna give you-
I'm gonna pull up.
You can't be looking at the questions. There's no
I'm
cheating.
pulling up
No,
the
you put on the
stopwatch.
timer. You put on the timer. I got
okay.
to make sure I see the clock. You know?
All right, so we're gonna go 2 and 2, and you're gonna start, man.
I'm gonna start. Wait.
Yeah,
I gotta
pull it
see
up,
the
pull it up.
Quality ones. All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Favorite basketball movie?
Oh, I love it, basketball.
Go-to hype song for a game?
Ooh. Let's say Nipsey Hussle, Racks in the Middle.
All right, Christmas or Hanukkah?
Christmas.
Shabbat or Thanksgiving?
Shabbat.
One word, describe your game.
Dang. Dude, this is tough.
Answer.
I don't know.
Shooter.
Yeah, there you go. And then I wanted to ask if you could have one-on-one versus any player.
Probably James Harden.
James Harden.
Yeah.
When you played him in high school, he didn't have a beard, so no way you could recognize
This
him.
was when he was coming out of college.
Oh, yeah.
I played against him, and I didn't even know who he was or anything. And then they told me who he was, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it's James Harden.
That's wild. You
Seriously.
played against,
And then also playing in the G League too. That's somebody like I would look at the highlights of just how he's playing or how he'd be shooting and stuff like that. Just how he controls the game. Like he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest. I mean, he's pretty big, but you know he's not the fastest guy out there. And it's all about pace. You feel me? And that's something that I try to learn and use the aspect. Like try to have pace in your game, and then try to do something different.
Well, speaking of pace, I was just watching the Iowa Wolves when you went off 10 threes, like 38, 40 points.
Yeah.
What's it like being in the zone? Like I'm watching it and there's no way he's gonna hit this one too. Splash. So
Once you're locked in, I
You're
just
locked.
feel like it's just like hard to really get out of that unless you like get benched for no reason or anything. And on top of that, like I was playing against my real good friend Gary Payton. So we was out there just talking shit to each other, and I'm like, yeah, Gary, yeah. So that was pretty. It was just a fun little moment, and then once you start really get going, it just starts getting funner and funner. You're competing and just having fun.
Yeah, you had like one of those last threes. I think you were coming up off of a screen. You had it like in the corner or the wing over there.
Yeah.
I think everyone knew it was going in.
Yeah, the announcer, he was like, yeah, you can tell it was going for Tucker.
That's dope, dude. Listen, I really feel like we could have talked for a long time. I mean, we're lucky that we have this platform to hear stories, but also for the athletes, like we want to give you guys just a chance to come in and tell us a little bit about yourselves and just understand. Like it's so cool from our perspective to see the development of someone's career and how every single player they end up here, but their path is so different and it could go a million different ways. So we just wanted to say thank you for coming in.
Appreciate you coming in.
No problem. This is my first little podcast too.
Oh, there you go.
Dope. I like the little vibe and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. You'll see some clips. We'll get it going.
Yeah.
But we're lucky to have a great studio. But again, thank you so much.
Good luck with the rest of your season.
Good luck.
Sir, appreciate you.